I don't know that was
I had
recorded.
a little something going on in my throat. I had to get it out of there.
Would you like to replicate it, but just back the mic up a little bit? Go ahead,
It's gone.
We'll
I got it out.
Well, I know you got it out.
I can't fake a sound that was made. It was a natural bodily sound. Like I can't.
That was terrifying.
You're welcome. Week 2.
We're
here.
We are back and better than ever. Except for we literally just picked this up 3 minutes after stopping episode 1.
Yeah, we changed shirts and jumped back in the studio. Let's get
it. So week 2. What are we talking about?
What did we decide? We said we're gonna talk about work, right? You had some work stories you want to get into?
Just some. The people are stupid.
Dropping this thing,
Casey. People are stupid.
Amen. Have you walked around lately? Have you gone to a store?
I have walked.
Have you gone to into the public areas recently? No. There's some idiots out there.
Yeah, Can I tell you about one of
what you got?
All right. So when I worked at Sprouts Farmers Market, I was I was customer service leader.
Yep.
And I had an individual. She was a cashier. I was gonna say let's call her, not like on the phone, but like let's call her so and so. But I almost said her real name.
Oh yeah.
Let's just call her her.
Do I know her?
No.
Okay.
It's not the one you know. But so she was terrible. She was when you imagine
cashier. You said
cashier. Can you imagine Ditzy for a second?
Ditzy. Oh yeah.
Ditzy. Like just. Whatever
you said Dixie. No. I don't know a Dixie. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Whatever you're imagining Ditzy as, times it by 30.
All right.
She is stupid.
How old is she?
24 at the time.
Oh, okay, so immature and ditzy.
Yeah, like, gotcha. But the thing was, like, she was very nice.
Okay.
She was clueless. When you would speak to her, she'd be like, she could not process what you were saying. So she was a cashier, and she kept messing up the money. Like, her till was always short. 20, 30, 40
Was she
bucks.
ditzy or was she stealing?
She wasn't because we checked the cameras. We had those who were stealing.
She's just playing dumb and she's just taking money from you. That's the whole
She's
time.
like Kevin from The Office.
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But no, so the store manager, who you know, Gare, him and I have decided that probably best to move her to a different department. We didn't want to fire her. Yeah,
where she's not working with money.
Right.
Yeah.
Like she was a nice person. We didn't want to fire her. So we decided to move her to the bulk department. And, bulk departments where there's nuts and little candies and stuff like that, right? So we talked to her about it, and she was fine. And on day 1 of her in the bulk department, she clocked in at 9.
Okay.
At 9:17, she walked into the manager's office, and her face was blown up. Gare and I are like, what happened to you? She's like,
You're allergic to nuts?
She's like, I'm allergic to nuts.
No way.
We were like, why didn't you mention that? And she said, didn't think it would matter. The majority of the bulk department is nuts. Right? And so there was a Target in our plaza. One of us, I forget which one, ran over to Target, got some Benadryl or whatever, came back, and she took it and she started feeling better. And
y'all don't have Benadryl at Publix? Y'all got a fart? Oh.
This is
sorry, he worked at Publix prior.
Yes.
I'm out of my shot when I'm leaning back. I didn't know that. My bad. But no, he worked at Publix for a while, and that's why I said Publix. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we ran over to Target, grabbed some Benadryl. She's feeling better, and so we have to fill out an accident report. Naturally, right? You would assume. So, I mean, that's an injury.
Yeah.
It's a
technically
on job
injury.
Injury, yeah. Allergic reaction to, but that's to protect ourselves, right?
Yeah. For
so we're
job purposes. Yeah.
We're filling that out. Gare and I, our backs are to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, why do we have to do this? Why do we have to fill this out?
She's smoking that good?
And maybe. And we were like,
well, I thought she was worrying because usually the accident report comes with a drug test.
No, this is why. So we're like, we just have to do this to cover ourselves and to, make sure your injury is reported. And she's like, oh, okay. So if we had to fill out an injury report for that, do we have to fill one out for this?
What should do?
Gare and I, like a television show, went like this, looked at each other. And then we looked forward, we're like, no.
Wow.
And we turned around, and she was playing with scissors. And she cut the palm of her hand.
What the? No way.
I swear to God, bro. She cut
no way.
The palm of her hand. Blood is dripping down her entire arm. And we're like, how? How did that happen?
How's that meant? Like, what is...
She said,
all right.
She said, I was spinning the scissors.
Did you go watch her cut her hand?
On the cameras after the fact.
Oh, so she was actually spitting. The way
Yeah.
you worded it made it seem like you guys looked at her and she took scissors and cut her hand.
No,
and I was
no,
like,
no,
what are you talking
no.
about?
No,
you let this psychopath stay at work with you.
We turned
okay.
around.
You turned around and she said, here, look at this
Well, she was
cut.
like,
and then you saw that it was
Yeah.
scissors because she was just playing with scissors.
Hand
All right,
was
so
up.
she's an idiot. She's playing with scissors.
Blood.
Wasn't even running. Just cut herself. Got it.
Yeah, and then
All right.
here's the thing.
You scared me. I was like, this is a psycho.
I don't even. Also, might be true.
Yeah.
But I don't have to tell my 3-year-old not to play with scissors.
Yeah.
He knows.
Well, you probably told him at one point.
At one point, he's 3. I don't need to remind him. She's 24.
Yeah, that's on her.
She,
What was it? You have to turn in an incident report or accident report?
accident report. Yeah. So she was gone next week.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't fired, but realized she should leave.
She quit.
She quit. She got a job at a doctor's office.
Oh, God. Doing what?
I think she was a receptionist.
Okay. I was going to say, like, will depend on the doctor and what
Yeah.
your field is, but
Yeah,
you shouldn't be working with, if you're
With
okay
patients.
with flicking scissors around and being like,
Yeah.
oh, look, I cut myself. Incident report. No, you shouldn't be working in a doctor's
You
office.
should now work where there are needles, maybe.
Yeah. She's working at a reception desk. She got scissors right there. Y'all
So
got to watch out.
staplers?
You got to watch out.
Maybe pole hunchers. You might have a
Huncher? What'd you say?
what,
Say that word again.
Did I say pole hunchers?
Hunchers.
Punchers.
There you go. All right.
Right. Did I say pole hunchers?
You said bull. You did.
Hole punchers is what I meant. I got 2 more stories from Sprouts. Because here's the thing.
Does the next one include chick cutting herself with scissors?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
So here's the thing. I got public stories, but Sprouts.
Why specifically Sprouts?
I loved working for Sprouts. Sprouts was a great company, and the thing is, I think it was just maybe the area of the store. We just brought in the weirdest people, right?
Your store was?
I worked at 2. I worked at the one in Carrollwood, and I worked at the one in South Tampa by.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So, story number 2, Sprouts. There's an individual who worked there.
Male or female?
He was a male. I'm not going to say his name. So when I tell this story, I'll say Justin De Silva, who is a friend of ours.
Okay.
But it is not Justin.
So what did Justin do?
So the thing is this, when it's a slower hour, we might send cashiers or baggers to go cards, level the shelves, go back, stuff like that. So we only had like 2 registers open and lines started backing up. So I needed to call Justin back to the front. Okay. So, but we had 4 Justins on staff that night. So I needed in other departments.
Yeah.
So I needed to specify which Justin I needed, or all 4 would have came to the front. Mm-hmm. So I get on the phone to Paige over the store, and I say, Justin De Silva to the front, please. Justin De Silva to the front. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Right? Justin comes sprinting from the back of the store. And he's like, yo, bro, why'd you use my full government?
No way.
I was like, what does it matter? And he said, dog, I got warrants, bro.
No.
So you got warrants?
Is this the South Tampa one?
Yeah. I was like,
South Tampa Sprouts. All right. That makes sense.
I said, you got warrants, bro?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. So for what? He said, no, I'm not doing that with you right now.
You just said my name over the microphone. What you mean?
He said,
200 people know that I'm here right now.
He said, the police might be here. Detectives, I don't know. They might be here. You can't call my name. And so he took care of the register, took care of the lines, and then he went back to leveling.
Does he get paid under his name?
Yeah.
Okay, then why can't
I don't.
Yeah. If you have the warrants and it's that bad, they would find you.
So he went back. He went back to level the shelves. And I waited 2 minutes. I was like, Justin,
no, you didn't.
I swear to God. And he came back.
He came run. Yeah, but he was pissed this time.
He said, dog, I will kill you. I said, you got warrants, you might. And so, that Sprouts is just, bro. I have a third story.
All right.
All right. So we're interviewing. Again, I was a customer service supervisor, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is at the South Tampa one, and we're interviewing different people for the cashier position. And if you've never been into a Sprouts, they have like a cafe area in the front of the store.
I've never been into a Sprouts.
Okay. So thanks for the support.
You don't even work there anymore.
But I did.
For how long?
3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have. If you asked me how long you worked at Sprouts, I would have been like 9 months. Easily would have been 9 months for me. All right, this is my bad.
So they got a cafe in the front, and
Okay.
that's where we would conduct the interviews.
Yeah,
So we're doing an interview, and
like Target with the Starbucks, kind of like a cafe.
you're so young. What you could have said Target when they had a cafe. You remember when Target had cafes? They had pretzels and pizzas and nachos, the best.
I don't like Target. I just know they have a Starbucks.
Lucy's,
I don't go to Target.
Lucy's gonna hear this and say you cannot be friends with him
That's
anymore.
fine.
Because
I hate Target.
because he doesn't like. Does Nick
I
like
don't-
Target?
I don't know. Barely. Like, we don't go. Like, it's not a thing to like, oh, let's go to Target. Like, no, we just go get what we need and go home.
People who love Target, that's like part
People
of
go-
their personality.
Yeah, people who like Target go to Target because they want to go to Target.
Yeah, I mean it's nice, it's fun.
It is. It's a nice store. I ain't hating on Target. I just don't. There's nothing. I only go to Target if I know that there's something that I need and it's at Target, and I don't know it's somewhere else. I'll go to Target and get it because I know it's there. That's it.
Good
I don't
point.
go to Target.
Sprouts. Okay, so
Yeah, sorry.
no. So we're there. We're conducting the interviews. About 1:00, we notice an individual. We have a certain clientele over there, right? We had, we had an individual come in, a young guy, like probably 20.
Interviewee.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
but
so just random guy.
He comes in and he's wearing a tank top, like cargo shorts, and he's riding the electric cart, and he
Oh, yeah.
he has his phone out and he's blasting Lil Wayne.
Just cruising through the
Just
aisles.
cruising, not shopping, cruising.
Just like riding up and down.
Up and
Nothing
down
in
the
his
aisles.
cart, just hanging out.
Yeah. So probably about 1:15, 1:20, we finish with who we're with, and we're like, we should probably go check that out. That's
Y'all
something.
just chilling doing the interview.
Yeah.
And you just see him going by.
He's just literally, it's like a cartoon, like
yeah,
just
just
back and forth,
Yeah.
like the
Haul 5 miles an hour.
the Scooby Doo cartoon, like when
cruising.
they're in like a hotel or whatever, and they're just in and out of every
Oh,
room,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
Got you.
And
right.
so we go to check him out, and we're like, hey, how's it going? Do you need help with anything? And he's like, oh no, I got an interview here, bro, like 2:00.
No way.
And we're like, oh really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna be your next employee, so I figure I better familiarize myself
no,
with the
he
store.
did not.
We're like,
He's just rolling through this, blasting Will Wayne. Probably uncensored.
also, yeah, uncensored.
Just
Also,
blasting it.
I forgot to mention, he clearly stopped at Target before, or maybe brought him from home, but he was just munching on hot Cheetos throughout the store. And so we're like, you got to interview it too. And he's like, yeah, my name is so-and-so. And we're like, all right, well, we don't have any interviews between now and then, so we can go
let's
start
do it
that
now.
now. Let's do it early. Get him out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we go back to the cafe, and we're looking for his paperwork, his application. And we said, can you remind us, what was your name again? He's like, oh, my name Romeo. We're like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. My birth certificate, dog. Romeo. I'm like, okay, Romeo. He's like, I'm handsome.
No, he didn't.
I said, bro, no, everything I'm telling you is 100% true.
Was his name Romeo?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Absolutely was Romeo. And so we start the interview, and we're looking at his application, which is pretty bare. His resume is bare. He had one job before. And you know how, like, when you're filling out applications, you have to put your start and end date? Unless you're still working there, you leave that empty. Garrett looked. He said, so it shows here that you used to work at Subway. He's like, yeah, I worked at Subway. He's like, doesn't show that you worked there very long. He said, 3 days.
No way.
We're like, why 3 days? He said,
We blasting Lil Wayne on the shopping cart?
he said, at the end of my third shift, my manager said, you're fired because you suck booty hole. We're like, he did not say that. He's like, I swear to God.
He said, on God.
On God. He's like, I swear to God. And, we finished the interview out, which kind of just continued like that. And it was so cringy the whole time.
You call him
bro.
back?
No. Absolutely.
Did you call the other guy
not.
back?
The one before?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got hired.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
They're a manager now.
No shit.
Yeah. Could have been Romeo.
Could have been Romeo.
But do you have any stories like that, the people you work with? I got stories for days if you don't.
I do. I just can't think of them when I get asked. You know what I mean? I'll get one.
Do you know we have a podcast?
Well, you told me last week.
We've been talking about this for 2 years.
Oh, yeah, we have, but we hadn't come up with a plan for until 2 months ago?
Mm-hmm. So, all right, you want what? You want a hospital story, public story?
Give me one of the crazy hospital ones. I know he's got some crazy stuff.
Hospital ones. All right. Okay. So, I used to work night shift in the ER. And so the hospital I worked at wasn't a psych hospital, but based on where it is, it basically was.
Yep.
There was at any given time.
I've been a patient there.
As a psych patient.
No.
At any given time, we had like 30 psych patients just kind of waiting to be cleared and shipped to a psych facility. And so I was working night shift in the ER. About 3 a.m., see a cop come in. Right? Cop comes in, which is normal for a hospital in the middle of the night. They kind of do the rounds, make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
He walks in. I don't really think anything of it. But then he walks back by with a gown. Oh, where's he going with that?
Oh, carrying a gown.
Carrying a gown. Yeah.
Copping a gown.
Carrying the gown. I was like, is he role playing at home? What's he need a gown for?
Yeah.
About 5 minutes later, he brings in this woman. She was I don't remember her name, but she was like 28 years old. Couldn't say her name anyway, but she was like 28 years old and out of it.
Yeah.
Beyond belief out of it. So get her in a room. And so the cop is talking to me because I'm going to be with her, talking to the nurse who's going to be with her and the doctor. And I was like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, oh, well, we just found her standing completely naked under a streetlight on Main Street.
This hospital is only what? Not even quarter mile, half mile at max from like the middle of Main Street.
So we're like completely naked.
Yeah.
He said, completely. I was like, that's disgusting. So we go in there. You know, you have to do your evaluation. You have to get what?
So he got the gown so he could bring her in.
So because she was
naked
in the squad car.
Naked in the back of the squad car. Got it.
Yeah, so we go in to do the evaluation, and like I said, I'm kind of just there to make sure the other staff is safe.
Yeah,
I'm not doing any of the medical stuff.
You just overwatching the psych patient,
right?
For the purpose of if something happens, I'm here to help.
Right. So the nurses, the nurse and the CNA are trying to do vitals. They're trying to draw blood. They're trying to get a urine sample. And this woman, I can't remember exactly what she was saying, but for about 2 hours straight, she said the same 3 sentences constantly.
Oh, I think you told me this story.
Yeah, she was talking.
It was about something like the gates of hell.
Yeah, there were
the gates of heaven.
There were gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers.
There are.
Yeah, you told me the story like a year ago.
There was like she's like there's 7 gates and there's 3 gatekeepers. I was like, I don't understand the math on this. So
which gate are you choosing?
She just kept going on and on like there's going to be an invasion, right?
Yeah, I remember this.
And you know, she was going on, and we're trying to get these things done, but she would trying to get vitals.
Yeah.
She'd pull her arm while saying the same sentence. You would try to ask her a question. She would repeat her statement, but louder.
In a different way and do something. And, those were the only words she could say, and she was saying them as in her, trying to, what's the word? Talk to you guys. Well, that's not the word I was going for, but you know.
That's the word?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, she
was saying one thing and trying to get the other thing out, but she could only say those.
Right. She's getting louder. She's getting, I wouldn't say violent, but the way she's pulling back, you kind of have to be ready, right?
Yeah.
So after an hour trying to get these things, there's more people in here trying to help. No, that's not, no.
Just a joke. Just a joke.
For the people listening to the audio, what did you do?
Just to the audio, the little gun symbol with my hand. Just it's the worst thing.
We do not kill patients.
No, absolutely not. Very trying to be lighthearted joke. Probably not gonna be taken that way. All right, continue.
Absolutely not. You are canceled immediately.
All right.
So at this point, there's probably 12 people in there, nurses. Doctors,
yeah, like you guys,
CNAs,
because you guys couldn't get the vitals.
So, but at this point, we're really trying to get a urine sample so we can see what she took.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's high, like she could have been drunk.
She's tripping.
She was tripping on something.
Yeah.
And so, at this point, she's on her feet. All right, and now we're annoyed.
Yeah.
We're getting pissed off because it's just too much.
How big's your room?
Not big.
No.
Not big at all.
The 12 people, running patient.
Yeah. And not running. She was just standing and screaming her 3 nonsense sentences.
Gatekeepers and all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So the nurse got, she was at her wit's end. She was pissed. She's like, listen, I need a urine sample. So here's what you're going to do. You are either going to pee in the cup.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to sit on this bedside commode that had, like, you know, they had the little hat in there.
Yeah.
They had the hat in there. Or I'm going to put a catheter in you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you choose? The gatekeepers. I choose the gatekeepers. And she was going back on, and she's like, all right, sit down. I'm putting a catheter in you. And she said, you ain't sticking shit in my pee hole, bitch. We're like, so that, she comprehended that, right?
Yeah.
And then they're
so
like...
she's over here for hours just saying the same thing. She's like, you ain't nothing in mine. My pee hole, you ain't touching it.
The nurse said, okay, that's fine.
Pee in a cup.
Sit in the commode. Pee in there. Because we didn't trust her to hold the cup, really.
Yeah.
Sit there. She's like, nope, snakes in there. There are no snakes. Look, she said 7.
7.
Like the gatekeepers.
Seven.
Are they
Seven
the
gates.
gatekeepers?
7 gates.
Seven gates. Here's the thing, man. She went on and on. The nurse again said, all right, we're going to put a catheter in you.
Yeah.
The patient
lost it.
The patient chest bumped the nurse.
Were they that close?
Yeah.
She could just chest bump her?
Chest bumped. Because the
like hard enough
patient,
to like push her back, or just like
Oh, okay. So the patient was a larger woman.
Okay.
The nurse is a very petite woman.
Okay, so a little chest bump could go along.
Yeah.
Got it.
So she chest bumps her, and verbatim, she says, "Back up, comma, bitch."
Comma.
Verbalized comma.
Pronounced the comma.
Comma. Said comma. Back
That's
up, comma, bitch.
She doing talk to text.
Bro.
That's me at work, sending work text.
All
right, yeah, the shipment came in, comma, blah, blah, blah. You know.
Love you,
comma,
period.
bitch. That's funny.
No, bro. So we're all dying at this point.
Yeah,
It's funny now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she finally starts to mellow out. We get all those things. And I'm in the room.
You figure out what she was on?
They found out after I left.
Okay.
It came in at like 9 a.m. I left at 7 a.m. But now probably like 5:30, 6 a.m. She's relaxed. And she's sleeping.
Yeah.
But I'm still like in the doorway making sure she doesn't make a run for it.
Yeah.
Right? And she starts mumbling to herself. I'm like, what is she saying? But she's not saying what she's been saying. What? I said, but her eyes were like starting to open. I said, hey, what'd you say? Maybe she needed water. I don't know. What'd you say? She said, I fixed Tupac's air conditioner.
Tupac's air conditioner. I don't think he need no air conditioner.
I said, at this point, I'm gonna have fun with her. You know what I mean? So I bet you didn't.
I bet you didn't. Or her mind went spiraling.
She said,
yes, I did.
She said, excuse me, I most certainly did. I said, no, ma'am, you did not. She said, why do you say that? So you were 2 when Tupac died. How would you fix his air conditioner? She said, don't you underestimate me.
Time traveler, too.
She started relaxing again. And then she was like, did you know that Drizzy Drake and Wheezy F Baby are in a beef? I said, what? What? She said, yeah. Wheezy F Baby is pissed the fuck off because Drake is busy going the fuck up on Tuesdays.
In the club?
Like, what's that? I forget.
Club going up on a Tuesday?
Yeah. I was like...
Club going up.
Bro, I had enough of this woman. But on a lighter note, I had another patient. We both loved the show, Shameless.
Yeah.
I had a patient, and he was Baker acted. He was a nice guy. He was just going through some stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And we're just talking. He's like, you ever see the show Shameless? So yeah. He's like, fucking Gallagher. Frank Gallagher, that's my guy.
He's just starting getting into it like it's his buddy.
Yeah. He's like,
man, that guy Frank.
He said, probably shouldn't be drinking anymore, but I would love to have a beer with that man. Man, so hospital stories are endless. Have you thought of any stories?
I've been listening to your stories.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You usually can't get a text back. At least you're listening.
Yeah, I don't text you back.
Public stories? Publix. I work there, so I have some.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I didn't. I applied so many times to Publix.
But
when I was 16.
my store.
I did. No, you were at Fox Hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were at Fox Hollow. I applied in front of you at the application thing. You told me to come in because you were working.
My manager said she would hire you.
Yeah, well, she didn't. What's her name?
I'm not
no, what's her name?
I'm not.
Just, it's okay. Tell me your name.
Francesca.
Francesca. Come on. That's it. All right.
Wasn't her name.
Oh, all right. Sorry, Francesca. You got me on that one. That's all I had for it. But no, I applied. I went into your Publix, 16 years old, ready to work. I was ready to make, what was it, $7.35, $8.35 an hour.
But you know what's crazy
too?
At that time? At that point, Publix paid a quarter above minimum wage as it was.
Yeah.
So think about when we're 16, how low minimum wage was.
I never got that job, and then I just kept going to school, and then I finally got a job at Chick-fil-A, and my starting wage was $8.35 an hour. $8.35.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Well,
yeah, go back to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't even fill up your gas tank on a weekend.
Right now, he's like, I wish I was making 8 again.
When I was making $8.35, this was way back when all the gas prices were up. I had a 1994 Chevy Suburban that got 12 miles a gallon. Mm-hmm. I was 16 years old working at Chick-fil-A making $8.35 an hour. It cost $120 to fill up that tank. Then.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I put $20 in a day. Legit $20 a day just to get back and forth from school and take my brothers and sisters to sports. That was it.
How was Chick-fil-A?
It wasn't bad. I worked there, I did 2.5 years, and then I transferred. And when I transferred to the mall Chick-fil-A.
You weren't there long.
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
I quit. And then it shut down a month later.
I mean, that makes sense, but we were in college at that point.
Yeah. I transferred because it was closer to college, and I transferred because... It was just closer to home.
There was other reasons. But...
Yeah, we don't have to get into those.
No.
But yeah, I transferred. Well, it was closer to college. That was the best part.
Yeah.
I didn't have to drive 30 minutes. I only had a 10-minute drive. So.
College. Our engineer just said, "Yo, wrap it up." The college made it impossible. College made it impossible.
Yes, it did.
To
try to have like a normal, oh yeah, I can show up on Tuesday at 2:00 because you needed me to. No, you couldn't do that all the time. So yeah, but no, Chick-fil-A was great. I started working in the back. When you start working Chick-fil-A, they throw you in every position to see where you can work.
Mm-hmm. Where you'd be best.
Yeah, where you'd be best. But they always try to transition people. Like if you're great on fryers, because all you can do is dump frozen fries into a fryer and take it out when the beeper goes off, then yeah, you're fine. You could do fryers and you can do specials and stuff like that, and you go back and forth. But they have you on every single section. It wasn't bad. You get a free meal if you worked more than a 4-hour shift, and I always did, so I always got a free meal. So I was eating at Chick-fil-A every single day in high school. It was great,
Especially like the college that we went to. I mean, Chick-fil-A was.
Oh yeah, gold. So I'd get a couple of free chicken sandwiches, bring it back to the college. I was a popular man on campus for the next 30 minutes.
For that and his
I had free Chick-fil-A. It was a great time.
No, I was wondering if you would have not quit, if not for college, if you were still at Chick-fil-A or you didn't quit at that point, do you think that you would have went through the management and?
I could have if I wanted to, but I didn't desire to want to stay there. It was just a way to make money while I was doing college at the time when I started there, high school classes, and I was playing football.
Yeah.
And then when I transitioned to the other one, and I was doing college classes then because I had just graduated, it just wasn't working, and I just left. But if I stayed at the other one, I probably could have worked up. Now that I go there, I think there's, if you go there now, there's maybe one person there that worked there when I was there. Because it's high schoolers. Yeah, people work there 2-3 years through high school. Mm-hmm. And then they go to college, and then they end up quitting or moving or transferring or something So I think there's maybe one manager that was still there. There is a guy there now that is managing that was just a regular employee next to me that was there at the time.
We could open a Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, what's it, $25,000?
Yeah, it's not
it ain't bad. The whole process is.
The Chick-fil-A covers the building expenses.
Yeah, it takes a while to finally turn a profit. It depends on where you start at.
And it's a lot of work, of course. But I mean,
absolutely.
If you wanted to get into a franchise, which this isn't that podcast, but you have to put $1 million down for a McDonald's. Mm-hmm. You could $25,000 have a Chick-fil-A.
Start at Chick-fil-A. You have Sundays off. Free
off.
Chick-fil-A every time, whenever you want.
Absolutely,
it's a good time.
All right, so episode 2, how'd you feel about it?
Better than the first. Flowed way better. I didn't talk as much, so yeah.
Flowed better.
Dogecoin dropped 5% in the last hour.
I sold it.
Did you?
Yeah, I mean, and I know we need to end this, but
yeah, sorry. I just got a notification. It went. I mean, it's been going up the last 2 days, but
that's the thing. At one point. Stuff. How much did I put? We both put in I think I put in less than you. I think
I put way less than me.
How much you put
I was in when it was 0.004 something.
I put in the same day you told me to. I don't know.
I told you way later because
okay.
I was putting it for my own purposes, just like, oh yeah, screw it. I put $100 in when it was 0.0004 or something like that, and it turned into $2,000.
Yeah.
In like a week, and I was like, bet, because I didn't know the stock market. I wasn't messing around with it that much, and then I sold that, took my $2,000, and I was happy. And the next thing I knew, it went up to like actual cents. And if I did the math, if I kept the original when it went up to, I don't remember what the max was, 75, 76 cents.
Yeah.
If I had that and I sold it at the max, it was north of 200,000. Wow. Off of $100 that I put into it. Yeah, so I just gotta look through the window. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, but I ain't mad about it. I did. There's the opening. There's the opening. Clear my throat. Sorry about that. But no, I put in a little bit. I made some profit. I ain't mad about it. But I am upset that I pulled out prematurely. And I was like, hell yeah, $2,000. Let's get it. Well, and then when I saw what I could have made, sorry, cut you off again. When I saw what I could have made, dude, I don't even want to think about it sometimes. It's coming back up. It's at 15, 16 cents right now. But.
So I put 100 in.
Yeah. And
I remember I was like, I'm going to watch it and see what it does.
What was the highest it hit?
The highest it hit was 7,000.
7 from the 100.
From the 100. And that's nowhere near the 250, whatever it could have been.
But you still could have sold then. It had 7.
I told you. I was like, I'm at 7. Should I pull out? You're like, nah, keep it. And then
I didn't say don't put it on me. Don't put it on me.
We're sitting at Molly's. I'm like, should I pull? And you're like, nah, man. Look, Elon Musk.
What was it at? What was it at?
Elon Musk.
What was it at?
I don't remember the.
What was the note? What was it? How much was it at?
I don't remember.
It wasn't maxed out at 75. If it was at 75, I would have told you so.
I don't remember what it was.
It had been in the middle of the jump, and I said wait to the end of it.
But
either way,
you said Elon Musk is going on SNL. That's gonna make
it grow. He did, and it dropped. Remember that?
It dropped, and I made $75. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking it out. I'm like, I'm not. This is terrible. I should have pulled out at 7,000.
Doge hooked me quick because it was the first crypto I ever jumped into, and I didn't know about it, and I just dropped $100 for fun, basically saying like, oh, if I bought 5 $20 scratch-off tickets, it's the same thing. I'm just gambling at this point. Screw it. Throw $100 in. And it was like not even 2 full weeks. It was like 12 days later that I had over $2,000 in that same account from the only the $100 I put in. It was Robinhood. I opened up account, $100. It had $2,100 in it. I was like, hell yeah, sold it right there. I was like, I figured out the stock market. Let's get it. That's it. I didn't know anything about them. And then I sold it, made my $2,000. It was fine. And then I saw it kept going up, and I was like, hell yeah. I put $600 of the profit back into it, which is then went up and went down, and I sold and bought, and now I'm still profiting off of it from my original $100 because that's all I put back into it. But it's gone. I could have sold and shouldn't have sold originally. And then I could have sold it at 75 and made $200,000.
You live and learn. You live and learn.
You live and learn.
If we could have put money in when Bitcoin first started, like we were still in high school.
Yeah, we were in high school and we had more than opportunity. We could have bought hundreds of shares for dollars on the penny.
The low.
Yeah.
And
it was even a conversation piece in high school too.
It was.
We talked about it. We're like, yo, this is crypto. What is this?
But
we were like, yo, and our teacher was like, no, it's just some stuff that's gonna crash and fail, and you're just gonna waste your money. We're like, yeah, you're right. You're a teacher and you know more than anybody, right? Yeah, exactly.
Our teachers knew nothing.
We could have put $100 into. We could have put $1,000 into and been billionaires by now. But it's another conversation.
It's the things that we gotta just like. I want to learn more about NFTs. I don't understand.
I don't even want to learn about it. I know it's gonna be a profit.
That's the thing. Is like
I need to, but
people don't understand it yet, like me, and I want to understand it before others do, so I can make a profit.
You gotta get on that now because it's becoming an understood, like a common knowledge.
I listen to Gary Vee explain it, and I don't
he talks too fast for me. Love him. I love watching his stuff. He talks too fast for me.
All right, episode 2. We will be back next week.
We will. All right, peace.
Peace.